In this life, there are two voices we all carry within, the one that seeks comfort and the one that seeks growth. One whispers, "Not today." The other demands, "Now." 2025 has arrived. It is not a rehearsal. It is the stage. Each sunrise is a silent invitation. Get up and get it done. There is no perfect moment, no flawless plan, no magic inspiration coming. There is only you, your breath, your discipline, and your intention. The world owes you nothing, but you owe yourself everything. In the monastery, we learn discipline is freedom, movement is meditation, action is truth. So today, we awaken the warrior within. We silence hesitation. We honor commitment. We rise with clarity, and we move forward with purpose. Let this be your call, not just to act, but to become. Discipline is the invisible thread that binds thought to transformation. It is the unspoken vow we make with ourselves when we decide that we are no longer willing to live beneath our potential. In 2025, dreaming is not enough, wishing is not enough, even talent is not enough. What determines who rises and who remains the same is one quiet, often overlooked force: discipline. The path from vision to reality is not paved with good intentions. It is carved with repeated action. The idea is born in the mind, but only discipline brings it to life. Without it, thoughts remain thoughts, silent, unrealized whispers of what could be. Discipline is not harshness or force. It is commitment. It is the gentle but unwavering return to the path every single day. It is the decision to choose what you want most over what you want now. When the alarm rings early in the morning and your body pleads for sleep, it is discipline that reminds you of your promise. When you are tired, when the results are slow, when motivation fades, it is discipline that carries you forward. It is not loud. It does not need to shout, but it is constant, like the heartbeat. It is the steady pulse behind every breakthrough. In Shaolin practice, we train the body to still the mind. That training is not fueled by motivation. It is discipline that allows us to embrace the repetition, the discomfort, and the boredom, knowing that mastery lives on the other side of monotony. The same applies in life. Discipline is not a punishment. It is a form of love for your future, love for your higher self, and love for the potential you carry. Every act of discipline is a signal to the universe that you are serious, that you are ready, that you are not waiting for permission. Without discipline, knowledge becomes decoration, inspiration becomes fleeting, ideas become burdens, but with it, even small steps lead to great distances. In 2025, you must decide what matters most to you and then prove it with your routine. Discipline does not guarantee ease, but it guarantees growth. It guarantees movement. It guarantees that you will not end the year where you started it. The mind may resist, the world may distract, but discipline stays. It simplifies life. It eliminates the need to negotiate with excuses. When you move with discipline, you are no longer dependent on how you feel. You are led by what you've committed to. And that shift is everything. That shift is power. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to build momentum. You begin to transform. The world will always test your patience, your resolve, your clarity. But the disciplined individual responds with action, not reaction. And that alone changes the outcome. Whether in your goals, your health, your relationships, or your craft, discipline is what will separate your intentions from your identity. Without discipline, the year will pass and you will remain the same. With it, you will move mountains. So let your thoughts be seeds. Let your discipline be the soil, the sunlight, and the daily watering. The rest will take care of itself. Each morning is more than just a moment to open your eyes. It is an opportunity to open your life. The world may be uncertain, and the path ahead may not always be clear, but one truth remains steady. The way you begin your day sets the rhythm for everything that follows. When you wake up, you are faced with a quiet but powerful decision: to delay, to drift, or to act with intention. Those few minutes at the start of your day are not small. They are sacred. They are the moment when your purpose either grows stronger or weakens in silence, When you choose action, when you choose to honor your goals before distractions, you are making a statement. You are saying, I have not forgotten who I want to become. Signing that contract with action means you are no longer negotiating with your lower self, the self that seeks ease, comfort, and excuse. Instead, you stand with your higher self, the one that knows your dreams require effort, consistency, and sacrifice. A day without purpose is like a body without breath. You may still move, but you are not truly alive. So ask yourself in those early hours, what am I creating today? Who am I becoming through my choices? Are my actions a reflection of the future I seek, or just reactions to the habits of my past? To live with purpose means to remember your reasons before the world fills your mind with noise. It is to bring your focus to the front, your vision to the surface, and your discipline to the task. You do not need to accomplish everything today. You only need to begin with clarity and follow through with integrity. Signing the contract means you show up not only when it's easy or exciting, but especially when it's dull, difficult, or unnoticed. That is how you build character. That is how you train your mind to obey your mission rather than your mood. Morning is your daily reset. It's a chance to forgive the past, focus on the now, and fuel the future. You may not control everything that happens, but you always control how you respond. There is power in simple rituals: waking up early, moving your body, writing your goals, speaking affirmations, breathing deeply, practicing stillness. These are not random habits. They are tools that sharpen your focus and prepare you to meet the day like a warrior prepared for battle. In these moments, the distractions of the world lose their grip. The opinions of others fade into silence, and the only voice that matters is the one within, the voice that says, you have a purpose, honor it. By starting your day with meaningful action, you begin to align your life from the inside out. You build momentum, and with that momentum comes progress. Progress fuels belief, and belief reshapes your identity. Each day becomes a layer, building a stronger, more focused, more powerful version of you. You do not wait for opportunity, you create it. You do not chase motivation, you build it with movement. You do not hope for change, you embody it, starting from the first breath of the morning. The contract you sign each day is not with the world. It is with yourself. It is a commitment to stay on the path, to walk with purpose, to act with courage, and to get it done even when no one sees, even when nothing feels certain, even when the results are slow. Because deep inside, you understand that what you do today echoes into tomorrow. So you rise, you act, you move, and in doing so, you remind yourself that you are not waiting for life to happen, you are showing up to create it. Waiting often disguises itself as patience, but in truth, it is one of the most seductive forms of self-sabotage. It creeps in silently, speaking softly, telling you that there will be a better time, a more perfect moment, a clearer sign. But that moment never arrives. The habit of waiting is not harmless. It steals time, drains energy, and delays your evolution. In reality, what we call waiting is often fear in disguise. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of discomfort. And to make that fear feel less threatening, we wrap it in comforting excuses. We tell ourselves we are planning, we are preparing, we are waiting for inspiration. But all the while, life continues to move, and so do the opportunities that only reward the ones who act. The comfort of waiting is temporary, but the regret it leaves behind is lasting. There is no ideal moment that will come knocking with perfect conditions. There is no future version of you that will suddenly feel ready without the action you choose today. The truth is, waiting is a decision. It is a choice to stay where you are. Every time you delay what you know must be done, you strengthen the habit of hesitation. And the more you hesitate, the more distant your goals become, not because they are out of reach, but because you have chosen to stand still. We often think waiting is safe, but it is not. It is risky. Because while you are waiting, others are acting. While you are doubting, others are learning. While you are hesitating, others are building. Action creates clarity. Action builds confidence. Action brings feedback, and feedback is the very tool we need for growth. But none of that can happen in the quiet, comfortable pause of inaction. In the Shaolin tradition, the mind is trained to stay sharp through movement. Meditation is not about sitting still and doing nothing. It is about stillness in motion. In the same way, life does not reward those who pause endlessly. It rewards those who move with awareness, who act with intention, who do the difficult things even when their emotions are uncertain. When you wait too long, you begin to shrink in your own mind. You question your ability. You doubt your voice. You disconnect from your inner fire, and that disconnection grows until it feels natural to remain in the shadows. But you were not born to hide. You were born to rise, to contribute, to fulfill a purpose that can only be realized through consistent action. No great transformation comes from comfort. It comes from stepping into the unknown, one small courageous step at a time. The next level of your life is not found in waiting for the right energy, the right resources, or the right timing. It is found in what you choose to do today with what you have. You may feel unsure, but move anyway. You may feel afraid, but begin anyway. You may not see the entire path, but take the next step anyway. There is wisdom in readiness, but there is also danger in endless delay. If you are waiting for the feeling to be right, know that feelings follow action, not the other way around. You become confident by doing the things that scare you. You become strong by showing up when it's uncomfortable. You become focused by moving through distraction, not avoiding it. Do not let the disguise of comfort become the cage of your potential. Every moment spent waiting is a moment that could be building. There is no perfect moment. There is only now raw, real, and ready. You are not here to postpone your greatness. You are here to awaken it, to act on it, and to embody it. In 2025, do not let waiting become your habit. Let action become your way. Movement is not just a physical act, it is a language through which the body speaks to the mind, and the mind begins to quiet itself. In a world that is constantly pulling us in every direction, cluttering our thoughts with worries, comparisons, and expectations, stillness often feels impossible. But stillness does not mean absence of movement. It means being fully present in motion. The practice of movement, whether walking, stretching, training, or breathing deeply, is a direct invitation to return to the now. It is a reminder that the body and mind are not separate, but reflections of one another. When the body remains idle for too long, the mind follows, becoming stagnant, dull, and clouded. Thoughts multiply, emotions stagnate, and clarity begins to fade. But when you move with intention, you activate a deeper intelligence within. You begin to break the mental fog, you return to rhythm, and you create space between your thoughts. In the traditions of Shaolin, every movement is done with awareness. A simple step is not just a step, it is a practice in presence. A strike is not about force, it is about clarity of mind and alignment of spirit. Movement becomes meditation because it brings you out of your head and into your breath, into your body, into what is real right now. This kind of presence cannot be found by thinking about it. It must be practiced through motion. When you feel stuck mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the first place to look is your physical state. Are you moving? Are you honoring your body's need to breathe, to stretch, to express itself? Often the mind seeks solutions through overthinking, but the real answer is already in your body. Change your physiology, and you change your psychology. The posture of your body influences the posture of your thoughts. Stand tall, and the mind follows. Breathe deeply, and anxiety begins to loosen. Walk forward, and so does your confidence. Movement gives you momentum not just outward, but inward. When you neglect movement, you are not just being still, you are closing the gateway to clarity. You begin to overanalyze, to procrastinate, to spiral into thoughts that serve no purpose. The energy becomes blocked. But the moment you engage in even the simplest form of physical action, a stretch, a mindful breath, a slow walk with full awareness, you interrupt that pattern. You bring order where there was chaos. You bring focus where there was noise. In the monastery, we say, stillness is not the absence of movement, it is the fullness of presence in movement. That means you do not need to sit on a mountain or meditate for hours to find peace. Peace can be found in how you carry yourself through the day with awareness, with intention, with purpose. Whether you are training, walking, washing dishes, or simply sitting and breathing, when you bring your full attention to the act, it becomes a form of healing. In 2025, let movement become your medicine. Let it be your way back to yourself. Do not wait until motivation arrives. Do not wait for perfect weather or perfect timing. Begin where you are. Move your body and your mind will follow. Move forward, even if it's slowly, and clarity will come. Every movement, no matter how small, tells your mind, I am not stuck, I am not powerless, I am here, I am alive, and I am willing to grow. And with that energy, you can face anything. You begin to create flow where there was resistance. You begin to remember that everything changes, and you are not a prisoner of your thoughts. You are the observer, the mover, the one who chooses. So move not to escape, but to return. Move not just for fitness, but for focus. Move not to distract yourself, but to connect with your deeper self. Movement is not optional, it is essential. It is the key to unlocking the discipline, presence, and strength you seek. Progress is not a sudden leap. It is not a grand breakthrough that happens overnight. It is the quiet accumulation of small, consistent actions that are repeated day after day, even when no one is watching. In a world addicted to speed, we forget the value of steady rhythm. We are taught to chase intensity, to seek fast results, to expect transformation within a week. But real progress, the kind that builds character, strength, and purpose, is born in the quiet repetition of disciplined action. It is not about how hard you work once. It is about how often you show up when it's no longer exciting. Intensity may give you a burst of momentum, but it cannot sustain you. Consistency is the engine. Intensity burns like a firework, bright, loud, but short-lived. Consistency is like the sun, reliable, steady, and life-giving. The truth is, greatness is not the result of occasional effort. It is the outcome of daily choices, repeated with mindfulness and care. When you look at someone who has mastered a skill, built a strong body, or cultivated inner peace, what you see is the result of thousands of simple decisions. Getting up early, showing up to train, practicing when they didn't feel like it, choosing growth over comfort again and again. None of those moments are glamorous. Most of them are unseen, but together they form the foundation of something unshakable. The reason most people don't reach their potential is not because they lack talent. It's because they underestimate the power of doing a little every day without fail. They try to sprint through life, hoping to bypass the effort with shortcuts, and when the progress doesn't come fast enough, they stop. But discipline is not about speed, it is about direction. If you are moving in the right direction, even the slowest step forward is still progress. Even when the changes feel invisible, something inside you is shifting, a new habit is forming, a new belief is being reinforced, a new version of yourself is emerging quietly. In the practice of Kung Fu, there is no finish line. We do not train for applause, we train because mastery is a way of life, the repetition of forms, the deepening of breath, the refinement of each movement. This is how power is cultivated. It is the same with anything meaningful. You cannot expect your mind to be clear if you meditate only when life is calm. You cannot expect your body to be strong if you train only when it's convenient. You cannot expect your dreams to manifest if you work only when inspired. You must build a rhythm that honors the goal regardless of how you feel in the moment. Some days your effort will be strong, other days it will be quiet, but every day counts. Every action is a vote for the person you are becoming. And over time, those votes accumulate into identity. You no longer have to push yourself to act, it becomes who you are. Progress is a slow unfolding. There will be days when nothing seems to change, when the results feel distant, when doubt starts to whisper. But these are the moments that matter most, because consistency in the absence of reward is the purest form of commitment. That is where strength is built, not in the highs, but in the steady ground of the middle. The way to sustain yourself through this is to focus on the process, not the prize, to fall in love with the practice, not just the outcome, because when you anchor your identity in consistency, you become unshakable. The world may change, but you don't stop. The weather may shift, but you still rise. The results may delay, but your effort continues. This is the path of real growth, not quick, not easy, but deeply meaningful. In 2025, let go of the pressure to be extreme. Choose instead to be consistent. Choose instead to build, one small decision at a time, because that is how real transformation takes root, quietly, steadily, unstoppably. You don't need more motivation. You need a reason strong enough to carry you through the days when motivation fades, because motivation is temporary, fleeting like the wind. It changes with mood, with weather, with sleep, with circumstance. Some days you wake up feeling unstoppable, ready to conquer the world, but other days you wake up tired, uninspired, unsure. If your progress depends on how motivated you feel, then your growth will be inconsistent and your goals will be subject to the fluctuations of your emotions. But a reason, a deep, personal, non-negotiable reason, that is what remains. That is what gets you out of bed even when your body resists. That is what keeps you focused when distractions call. A reason is rooted in something greater than feeling. It is rooted in purpose, in clarity, in the understanding that what you are building is bigger than your excuses. When you have a reason, discipline becomes natural. You no longer need to be convinced to do the work. You remind yourself why it matters, and that alone brings you back to the path. Ask yourself, why do I want this? What is at stake if I don't follow through? What kind of life am I choosing if I choose comfort over effort? A strong reason is not found in external rewards. It is found in your vision, in your values, in your future. It is what you see when you imagine your highest self, the version of you that is focused, free, grounded, and fulfilled. That version is not built by waiting for motivation. It is built by showing up again and again, guided by something deeper. In the traditions of discipline, the purpose of training is not just to strengthen the body, but to align the mind with intention. We do not ask, do I feel like training today? We ask, will I honor the path today? That is the power of reason. It transforms effort from a burden into a choice, a commitment into a way of being. Many people chase motivation like it's a resource they need to find watching videos, reading quotes, waiting for a spark. But the spark is not out there. It's already inside you, hidden beneath your fears, your doubts, your distractions. Your reason is the match. When you light it, you create your own fire. That fire may be small at first, but if you feed it every day through action, through reflection, through presence, it grows. Soon it becomes self-sustaining. But that begins with choosing your reason over your resistance. You do not need to feel ready. You only need to feel committed. And commitment is not based on feeling. It is based on identity. Who are you becoming through your choices? Who do you want to be remembered as? Someone who waits to feel inspired, or someone who acts with purpose regardless of the feeling? In 2025, let your reason become your anchor. Let it guide you through the fog of distraction. Let it ground you when the outer world feels uncertain. The world may not always understand your discipline, your effort, your vision, but that is not their job. Your job is to stay true to the reason that woke you up in the first place. Maybe your reason is your family, maybe it's your freedom, maybe it's your health, your art, your legacy. Whatever it is, name it. Protect it, feed it. Let it become so clear in your mind that no excuse can overpower it, because on the hard days, and there will be many, your reason is what will keep you moving forward. It is what separates those who wish from those who will. Those who try from those who become. In the end, it's not about having perfect motivation. It's about having a reason that's too important to quit on. And when you live by that reason, you no longer wait for permission, you no longer need inspiration, you simply get up and get it done.